Welcome in this video, which is going to talk about the power of the words to better argue, to better help you to make yourself understood and maybe convince your interlocutor about what you mean or what you want. The power of the words are very well known. They are used by lawyers, they are used by poets, they are used by a lot of people who have an influence on our life and on our decisions. But how comes that the words are so important? In this short video you will see why the words have got an influence on us and how you can use that in your favor. You will also learn the drawback of this aspect, because sometimes we focus on the words and we lose the meaning, we lose the logic behind the words. So let's start first with the explanation of why are the words so important to convince our interlocutors. The words, as well as the dress code, is an indication that tells people that you are qualified and you are an expert in some field or not. And it's important that your words demonstrate that you have this capacity. Let's say that you are a doctor. Of course you need to explain in a simple way what's happening to the patient, but you also need to show that you are using words and vocabulary demonstrating that you have some sort of mastery. You have what you say to show that you are an expert, but you also have the impact that it has on the mind of your interlocutor in terms of illumination, in terms of displaying an image inside the head of your interlocutor. Here we are on the seaside. Let's say that I'm talking to you about fish. Probably because of the landscape behind me, fish might show you an image which looks like a fish living in this ocean. But fish could mean a lot of different things, and I could influence your mind, and having you display into your mind, into your personal theater inside your head, display different images. Let's say I'm talking about food and I speak about fish and chips. Or maybe I talk about the fish that we could have at lunch. It's not the same fish, isn't it? Or we could talk about tropical fish, clownfish. We could move to the world of Disneyland and have Nemo displayed on your screen. Basically, the way you speak about the fish influences the image that people have in their mind. And isn't it extremely powerful? So if you select words carefully, you have the power to display into the mind of the people the images that you want. Then somehow you enter into the mind of the people. And that is why using precise vocabulary, detailed vocabulary, has such an influence inside the mind of the people we speak to. As you can see on this video, I did not include images of fish. All the images that you have in your mind comes from your mind and were influenced by the words I mentioned. There is not one single image of fish in this video. What is happening when you illuminate the screen that we have all in our head with the images? All of a sudden, some of our brain is not focused on logic. It's just focused on watching the pictures. And what's happening in that the dark side of the words is that words on their own comes with no logic. You could use words, display images, and this could be entirely wrong. Let me show you what it means with an example. We are going to look at the famous logo of recycling. And before I draw the recycling logo, do you remember what it looks like? What can you display, what can you lit up in your brain when we talk about the recycling logo? Take a moment to think about it. Maybe you could put the video on pause and draw it yourself on a piece of paper. Let me show you what it looks like when I draw it on the sand. So here it is. Okay, it's not a very beautiful drawing, but basically you have three arrows. One is starting here at the top and is making the first set of the recycling logo. The second one is starting here and doing an angle and going back here. And then the last one is basically continuing the previous one, turning right and joining the very first one. Okay, it's a disaster. I'm sure I will include a real logo in the video, but basically that's the ideas. What is wrong with this logo? When you look at it, the first thing you realize that it represents a loop, some sort of endless loop, as if you could recycle forever 100% of the materials. And most of the time it is not the case. You are not recycling 100%. The second element, which is very obvious if you look at it from a chemical point of view, is that you are missing time and energy. You are missing time. How much time does it take to rotate and to do the loop? And you are missing energy. How much energy does it take? Look at the example of the bottle, glass bottle. Glass bottles are not endlessly recyclable. It takes an awful lot of energy to do it because you have to melt them to recreate them. So it's a big lie to tell people that you can recycle the bottle. At least not the way it is shown on this logo. It's absolutely incorrect. For example, we should not break our bottles. We should recycle bottles which are not destroyed each time we have used them once. Did you ever try to melt a bottle of glass in your oven? Of course, do not do that, okay? Time and energy are essential to understand what recycling is all about. So to wrap up this video, the power of words come at least from two factors. One is that clearly they show that you are a master, an expert in your field by using an appropriate vocabulary. And most importantly, the second element is that it displays images inside the brain of your interlocutors, and that's a very powerful way to communicate with people. Now, the drawback of those imagery systems which we display in the mind of our interlocutors is that while they are focused on watching, they are not focused on thinking. And sometimes even ourselves, we can be fooled by the nice words we are using by forgetting about the logic. And the influence of this recycling logo is for me a good illustration of how sincere we could be doing things which looks like recycling, but which are not, because we are missing the dimension of time and the dimension of energy which is needed to have this loop rotating. I hope you enjoyed the video. Put a like, share it please, and subscribe of course if you are not already a subscriber of the channel. See you soon in other videos about management and negotiation at the office or on the seaside. It's not recycling, that's the circle of life. Leave this fish alone.